Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at trying some of the new units, some new ideas, and mostly just the new bridge changes with what I think has got potential of maybe being a bit of a meta list. So this isn't quite the same as the meta we had previously. It's going to be a bit different, and I've got a couple of picks in there that might be a little bit out of left field. I'm not entirely sure they're going to work. They might be bad, but it's something I want to try out and see if it works out. I've called it Slopper 1.0. Because we have this thing of beauty, the new Zax and Slopper skin. So I love it. I think it's fantastic. If you've watched much of this channel, you know I love Zax anyway, so I'm looking forward to giving it a go. In terms of early game on this, we've got a couple of options. So we've gone for Deadeye, Taria Arsenal, and our Neon Rave Beatris. It's still a ridiculous thing, but I'm enjoying it for now. So I've actually gone quite heavy on early drops, having 3 of them. The reason being is there's quite a good chance I'm actually playing ones turn 2 and 2 of them turn 3. I could play a 4-drop, but I could also be playing 2 2-drops. And then this list is designed around basically just being really good value units. I was playing Blindsider Estley a lot of the time, but that was as a sort of an option for an early 2-drop. Now, a lot of the time now, I can play Taria Arsenal and Zax, and between the 2 of them, I can one-shot someone in one of the early drops. Even Deadeye gives a little bit of consistency to that if, say, Zax got 1 hit off a turn earlier. So all in all, Estley is still really powerful, might still be good, but I've also found he drops off a lot later on because you can't spend your Cinder as easily anymore. Then what we've also put in here, we've got Furia as sort of a bit of a late game finisher. The interesting thing here is Furia works really well with Deadeye to make sure she's almost like guaranteed to get that hit, so that's a good thing to have in mind. Crosshair will always crit if she was in play and the target didn't move last turn. So Crosshair is in this not because of that ability, but because she has 3 ranged attack. So what we're actually going to be looking at doing is potentially just giving her rapid fire from Taria Arsenal and just taking something out. That was what Broken Vengeance used to do. He's a little bit different now, so he's more of a utility unit. We're going to be trying to sort of stick him in the front lines, trade him off against something, but he still fills a very good role there. Torian Guardian to make us a little bit more defensive. Again, Torian Guardian is really good with Broken Vengeance, because if you can get the 2 of them together when that triggers, then actually, I thought this is good, maybe it's not, because then it stops them damaging him, and if he's not damaged, he's not going to hit back, so ignore that. That's not actually a good plan at all. But it's still a very useful unit. I think it's still right for this list. I will actually, while we're here... No, I can't think of anything else I want to change that for. I'm going to keep that because I love Torian Guardian just as a utility unit anyway. And then we've got Florio Lancer as just a big finisher. We've got spare Cinder these days, so we might as well use it. So let's jump into a game and see how this goes. So the last game I played was quite a bit longer than normal, and that's because we're still getting used to all these changes, and actually thinking having a lot of options makes the game feel quite long early on. So it probably lasts less turns, but all of my turns are sort of quite often going to the time limit because I've got my entire roster to choose from in terms of what I play next, and there's no longer just quick decisions like, I need to reinforce, press that button, 3 Cinder done. I've got less choices for the rest of the turn. So it's really interesting to see how this is like changing the meta, changing even just play styles. I'm not convinced if running a list, this specific list, without Maximus and Blindsider Estley is correct or not, because I think those units both do really well trading into the opponent. But given that you're not using it's not as big of a disadvantage to lose a unit anymore, because it used to be you'd lose a unit, and if you ever wanted to catch up again, you'd need to pay that reinforced cost and then play the unit. Now it's just the cost to play the unit. So there is a little bit more difference. I actually think this could be better for things like armored units as well, because they're just going to sort of be a bit more resilient, a bit more efficient. Ooh, we've got I think that was a painted Extilio. This is the first time I've played with Zax and Slopper, so I'm looking forward to hearing the voice lines here. So, changes here. This is an interesting one, Escape Hatch and Stasis Field. I think this might be where we go to. Corrosive Particles is also another good choice with a Lifeline, but I think we want this. Let's just play our most expensive unit. It's going to be either a free, is it Furia or Florio Lancer? Yeah. So, first. There we go. Very nice Tropical Walrus, looking good. Were we first? We were. Now, because we're Zax, I was about to try and put down something, trying to put down a Cinder Roll because the last game was Astra. Can't do that anymore. Also, hello. Let's greet them. So this is fine because what we want to do early on is just start making hits. They're probably playing a Maximus. And if they are, that is fine. Yep, Maximus there. Oh wow, they've actually got quite a long way on the ranks there. So if we actually have line of sight here, I don't think we move. We don't quite. So Maximus's movement is over to there. So how far do we have to go to get? If we go back here, this is our best chance while staying far away of just poking some damage in. That's fine, we don't need that anyway. So Maximus can come this way with no line of sight, that way with a maybe. So I actually think it's just Taria Arsenal here. And just bring that over this side. And then next turn we can look at bringing in probably even Crosshair or Broken Vengeance. So I don't think they've got any good lines here. I think they are going to be at risk because, oh, also, yeah, we're bringing down Furia or Florio next turn as well. Interesting. If Maximus does this, I'm quite worried. What have they got here? Is this? Oh, it's a Vortex. Okay, that's fine. Yep. They can Vortex and Plink. Okay, so they're going aggressive. If they move here, I think we actually just play Deadeye and try and kill Maximus. And if this is a melee unit rather than a ranged one, I think we're in a good shape to do so. It's Blindsider Esli, so that is a difficult one. So we escape hatch first and basically hope it doesn't block this line in front of us. I'm hoping it sticks back here. And we got Furia, excellent. Okay, so the chances are we probably do have to deal with Blindsider Esli next turn. We will seize initiative ourselves. And we'll move to here and just kill Maximus. Excellent. So we've got either Deadeye or Beatris Enforcer. And I actually think it's probably just Beatris Enforcer here. We could stick with Deadeye and try and kite them out, but I think what we want to do is just keep slowing them down. So yeah, there we go. We've blocked the movement there. They can't plink us without doing damage to us. Furia is going to keep ticking up, and we've got our stun next turn as well. So this is going about how we wanted it to. We've managed it. Like, this is why I love Beatris. So there's a lot of discussion about whether Beatris being slow is too big of a detriment, and I can absolutely see why. It's a very difficult thing to assess because you've got a character here that's not that impactful at the best of times, and in a worst case scenario is actually just never going to catch up with anything. But for situations like this, even if they spend all their Cinder and get fast onto their Esli, they might just about get to Taria, but I think they're still going to be slightly short. So this is why it's an interesting situation to be in. If they just try and fight their way through Beatris, they're going to take 2 damage here. They're probably going to kill it. Oh no, because they can't. They can only do 3 with him, 3 here. So they can only do 6. They can. Oh, then Plink doesn't do it either. So yeah, they actually can't do this. Ooh, Peacemaker Balam, interesting. So they're just willing to take hits here. And then this is 3 and a 2 back. And then, oh, Plink to heal themselves. Interesting. So funnily enough, I actually think we probably stun Peacemaker Balam. No, that can't be right. I think we stun Esli. Because we don't care if they Peacemaker our Beatris. So we'll just get this hit in here. And then what we're going to do is just move slightly back to, again, keep blocking movement as much as possible and making them have to come into melee range. So Zax can come over here. Yeah, Zax can come over here and just poke a ranged attack over this side. We did get it. 64 is reasonable. We can also play Crosshair or Broken Vengeance. So I think stunning here might have not been worth it. I think we should have stunned Extilior, but we can actually just save that till next turn. So we'll do this. We missed, that's fine. We'll move back here. And we'll play Crosshair. Basically as far away from Peacemaker Balam as we can. And Furia can just pop over this side. Again, so now they've got their Vortex, they're in a better spot. They can do things that are useful here. But again, so they can kill Beatris, but that's going to take not only his attack, it also spins. So yeah, Beatris is... This has slowed Beatris down so slowed them down so much just because of that. And then what we can do this turn is we can actually just move up here, shoot Blindside Resley and kill him. These things aren't particularly relevant, they're 2 support units, so I'm not sure these are even the right plays. So we can actually probably just kill Resley here, place a mine blocking Extilior in a little bit. So I don't know if we're even... Did Extilior even move? I believe he did move. So let's just go for this. It's a decent chance to hit. We did miss. I think we're probably wanting Florio out soon. So let's just bring this angle in over here. 50%, it's reasonable. There we go, we got it. So we can actually also bring Deadeye out, which I think is what we want to do. Because if we bring Deadeye out, we can seize initiative on Crosshair. Crosshair can move probably over here and just get, hopefully, a big hit onto Extilior. There we go, 6 damage. And then next turn we get the free Florio anyway. And we've got Furia who's looking at... There you go. So this can stun one of them is the thing. It looks like it stuns 2, but it only stuns 1 because we've got Zax here, and this only stuns Crew. So Crosshair gets stunned, but we can potentially just send enough damage at Extilior to kill him this turn. And that's what we're going to be looking to do depending on what they do. So there are worlds in which we don't do that at all. They could be sending Stitchy here to heal, but... Okay, with Crankbait going there, I imagine they are Stitchy and healing him. This is fine. If they go forwards, they're just going to die. Like, I don't see a world... Okay, well, they're just going to die. Stitch, you can go for the heal, that's fine. Because Furia can move up here. We can move Zax up here. Get Deadeye's buff onto Furia. Oh, interesting. Deadeye's blocked. Can Furia get line of sight this way? So let's just go for it. Let's bring Zax up here. Bring this over here. Oh, I've messed that up slightly. Oh, okay. They've realised that we've got the angles there. So that's fine, because no matter when we moved, we're going to give Deadeye the ability to reduce the chance we miss there massively. I think even with the rest of the damage, we were very close to actually just killing them anyway. So that's gone really well. That was a good workout. I actually think Crosshair performed perfectly well there. So that's something that I'm quite interested in, because we have got a couple of ways and means to just use that 3 damage really efficiently, and it's not there for any other reason. You know, we're not going to really use that ability unless we do get the stun or we start walling people in with mines. Okay, Astra, and we are back on Slopper. Battle of the Beasts. So, Orbital has now changed. I need to stop just thinking this is the right thing to pick all the time. Plink and Lifeline is fine. Cinder Infusion and Medical Recall could be good. You know, we haven't tried Plink yet. Let's be aggressive and let's choose Plink. The interesting thing about it is it just can't be picked turn 1 super efficiently. Oh, and there's Maximus. Okay, that's not too much of a surprise there. Question is, can we get good line of sight onto him? We actually can. So let's try. We got the hit, so we might as well plink here and save our Cinder. And we threw a boomerang at them. Not a literal boomerang, boomerang the fish from Subnautica. So they're going to try and hit us, which they should move first. So they got the 1. I don't know if this... Does it actually refresh the move twice? I'm not quite sure. No, it doesn't appear to. So, funnily enough, this is where a Detonia would have been really good. But what we can do is just move in the general direction. And I think we start putting a Taria Arsenal out to play. Probably, in fact... Probably just here. Can we choose anything? I don't think anything's actually changed this turn. No. It's interesting that we can use that with Lifeline, actually. So we can actually heal twice a turn. So that's actually an interesting little synergy we hadn't thought of. This is one of the reasons I'm happy putting this out, by the way, because we've got Lifeline here. So I wanted to make sure that we've got... Yeah, I'm not just throwing Taria to die. I'm not throwing her to the front lines for no reason. It's interesting to me that they didn't actually use a Cinder Orb turn 1. So I'm not sure about this play, because you'd essentially just have 1 free Cinder next turn if you did the Orb. Okay, so what they play here matters, because depending on what it is, it's a Tipu. Okay. So interesting enough, I think we just leave Maximus alone and try and kill Tipu. Yep. Come give us a little poke. Because there is actually a reasonable chance, if we can get a good line of sight on with Taria, that we could potentially even kill Tipu this turn. We can. Excellent. So she needs to just get this hit first. She did. So she can seize initiative onto Zax. We'll poke Tipu down. We'll pop as close as we can get. 100% chance to kill Tipu. Ah, we've got the crit anyway. And then what we're going to do here is probably just play... It's probably just going to be Beatris Enforcer here to make it harder to hit Taria. And then just heal Taria. Like, it's not the greatest use of Lifeline, but it's what we're going to do. Because she's very valuable alive here. So that was boost morale. Sorry, into the breach. Okay, so Detonia has haste. Oh, okay, I've just realised there's a level 0 player. Because I don't think Cinder Fusion gives it the turn you play it, does it? I'd have thought it would, but it doesn't. Yeah, that's probably their best bet. This isn't a good shot for them. Okay, them missing that is probably the death of Maximus here. And Detonia running in is also not a good idea. Especially not into near range of Beatris. Okay. So I think what we do, if we're in range... Yep, just take that hit from Astra. So, are we in range to seize initiative? Not quite. So if we go... In fact, what have we got on our bridge? Crosshair, Broken Vengeance are the options here. So, we can't get in range here, so we're just going to start running Beatris over towards things. Taria Arsenal's just going to shoot. She missed. Okay. So that makes this a bit easier, because what we're going to do... Use Zax to shoot. Okay, he did hit, thank goodness. And I think basically whatever we play, we want to spread out a bit, or we can just go the opposite end and just go all in. So, given how aggressive they're being, I think we actually just want to block them in a bit. So we're going to play Crosshair over here. And Taria's just going to run back this way a little bit. Try and spread out everyone as much as possible. In fact, this might actually hit with Detonia's new radius, so I imagine they're mostly just spending Cinder reinforcing. I get into the breach, so who's coming in first? Make sure it's in contact, it looks like it is. Who's this gonna be? Is Axel Pyro? Okay, Axel Pyro is an interesting one. Oh, they've got their other one. Is it? Oh, it's only Disruptor. I was thinking it was going to be Corrosive. That would have been pretty good. So Axel Pyro or Detonia is the issue here. Yep, this is all fine. So we can actually 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got a few different ways we can look at doing this. I think Astra did move. Yeah, so yeah, you can't use it on the burn at the moment. That's an interesting interesting effect, because you should, in theory, be able to use it on the burn. So the one that matters here is this shot, really, is the most unlikely to hit. And then does Taria hit? Perfect. And then I know that's Detonia over there, and she's likely to just kill us, but what we want to do is basically move as close as possible with this and just try and get a crit of some sort. Okay, we didn't get the crit. I think we're still only better off using it here. There's no other way to use it. And then because we have more options available, I think we just play Deadeye back here. And do you know what? We don't have much reason to play a Sleeper Mine, but they have Disruptor, so let's just leave that for now. If we could have used it over here to block them in, then we would have done. I've just realised we gave him an extra Cinder. So this is the death of Taria Arsenal, that's fine. We are 1 turn away from healing her anyway. But that probably also means just the death of Detonia. Ooh, Florio Lancer, okay. Yeah, so it's, the chances of Detonia living is very slim here. We can do... Oh, we can test out, because there was discussion about whether or not you should be able to crit newly deployed units with Crosshair. Okay, that's probably not the best course of action. Yes, so we've got 41% crit. So let's go for that. Absolutely. 97% chance to crit, so it should be 5 damage. Perfect. We'll pop a damage off of that. We'll just keep moving her up in range of things. So what's the rate? So it's 26% here. But we can get Zax to much easier. So Zax is 78, so we can just guarantee that, which is what we're going to do here. Guarantee that hit. There's nothing we can do on this side of things, but then we can just play something like... Ooh, this is an interesting selection. I think we play our Broken Vengeance over here. And then there's nothing we need to lifeline yet. So we'll save this Cinder. We could have Gravity Disked something, but I don't think it's necessary. We could have potentially brought him into line of sight this way, but I think it's a risk. Whatever they do with the Disruptor, they're just trying to line something up for Florio. Yeah, it does look like they're trying to sort of group things up here. Okay, I think they, yeah, if they're pushing for Beatris, they're going to have a sad time because we can just heal her up to full next turn. And what we're also going to be looking at doing is using Crosshair to crit this, Broken Vengeance to kill here. Okay, so it is going to move, so that's fine. Oh, for a second then our game froze. So they've Cinder Infusions there. I'm not sure that's right, because let's do the maths on this. If we hit this first for 3, so it goes down to 2, so it's 5. We go 1, 2, 1, 2. So I think she's actually just dead. If we do that. Oh, it's 100%. I'm not sure why that was 100% crit. It said, oh, it's accuracy, not crit. That's why. So we do need this to hit. So we'll Ozos ourselves and kill Florio Lancer. We'll move Broken Vengeance in just here. And get this going. There we go. Perfect. And because of that, we can actually heal him up. We get Beatris in over here. There's not going to be anywhere we can really do with this, so we'll just place our Florio Lancer down over this side, and we'll heal our Broken Vengeance. And that's it. So now we're at 5 units on the battlefield, they're at none. So I feel like we're in a very good spot to just take this game down. Again, we're against a level 0 opponent. They clearly know how to play, but it may not be enough here. Yeah, and then Disruptor, they can launch us somewhere. But whatever they're doing here, we're just going to send Florio Lancer this way and start, trying to chip away at their units. They only have two units deployed, none left on their bridge. So we can actually just chip this whole thing down to nothing without really having to worry. This is the perfect spot for it. In terms of perfect as well, Broken Vengeance is the best thing to take out Stitchy McPatchy. Aria is going to be the best to take. Crosshair is going to be the best to take out their Aria. We can use Beatris to punch here. We can bring Deadeye over here. Zax doesn't need to be involved, apparently. Who've got left to apply? Furia and Torian Guardian. So what I'll do is I'll actually just Gravity Discus this way to try and get a shot. We did get our Plink. And just to finish it up, we'll play Torian Guardian here. So we just want to make movement as hard for them as possible. We'll move up with Florio because he's got a few options there, but Beatris wants to stay exactly where she is. So they've got no units and just Astra. I'd be very surprised if they found any route out of this. This is pretty decisive. We only lost 1 unit the whole game as well, actually. So we'll just move this through as quickly as we can. And I'd like to get the last hit with Beatris, our Neon Beatris. Perfect. So that was another really good game. Again, our opponent was a newer player, so no fault to them. They actually played quite well for it. We managed to just get our positioning into place and just gradually work through every single one of their resources. It's a style of list I like playing anyway. So really happy with how it went. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. I'm really enjoying getting to know the new meta, the new gameplay styles and that sort of thing. It's been a lot of fun so far. I'm kind of happy with this. I feel like there's definitely improvements to be made. It's not as solid as I might like so far, but happy with how it's played out. If you guys have got any ideas, please let me know. We can have this beautiful face as our new profile picture, but we've only just changed it to Torian last game, although Broken Vengeance is quite a likely choice to maybe go on there as well. Make sure you let me know in the comments anything you want to see, anything you think I should do differently, anything like that. Especially if you think I'm making misplays. You know who you are, person from the Discord who waits to tell me in Discord rather than just let me know in the comments. But other than that, thank you very, very much for watching and have a good day.